Yes, it's John G. Sutton. Tales from the Jails. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about a very disgraceful, horrible, vindictive, nasty individual. Now let me show you his photograph, which I have here. There you are, can you see that? Yeah, see that? That's not particularly well done, is it? Yeah, you can see that, yeah. That man is named Donald Nielson. His alias was the Black Panther. Now, the Black Panther, or Donald Nielson, was in Strangeways. When I was there, he was located on the block on D1 landing in restricted location, category A, and his crimes included, believe this or not, 400 burglaries. And his modus operandi involved him breaking into premises in the early hours of the morning wearing a hood, and he would basically rob the premises and terrorize people. He carried a sawn-off shotgun with him, and he would rob the premises. He was almost apprehended a number of times, but he was a fit man, and he fought them off a number of times. But he continued his life of crime, and he actually, although his most infamous crime is the murder of Leslie Whittle, which I will discuss in a few moments, his crimes included the murder of 3 sub-postmastresses. You know, they ran post office. That was his main target. He shot two of them, and he used a .22 weapon for that. That's a small caliber gun, which he shot them with, 2 of them. The other postmistress, Margaret, her name was. Yeah, he battered her to death. Yeah, Margaret Garland, I believe her name was. He thumped her till she died, and robbed the post office. Yeah, horrible, nasty man. He did robberies in Lancashire and Yorkshire, in Harrogate, and I believe he robbed the post office at a place called Silverdale. But he was an extremely dangerous man, and in I believe it was 74, he captured or kidnapped the daughter of a reasonably wealthy haulier, a businessman called Whittle, yeah, and the daughter was called Leslie Whittle. He used his standard modus operandi to break into their house at night and take this girl out, and he put her in an underground sewerage drain, and he tied a ligature around her neck and a noose which he tied to the top of the drainage system, and he sat her on a stool above on a ledge. Then he issued ransom notes demanding, I believe it was £60,000 from the family. It was a wealthy family, but some bungling, it wasn't a lot of money to the family, but some mistakes by the police or whatever resulted in the money not reaching the destination in time. But it was believed by the coroner that she was already dead by this time. Apparently, there were various theories that she'd been pushed off the ledge by Donald Nielson, or she'd been fallen off the ledge and subsequently killed. But the actual cause of death was not strangulation, it was a heart failed. She died of heart failure, obviously from shock. Can you imagine this? A 17-year-old girl molested in the middle of the night by a stranger in a hood with a gun and dragged off into a sewerage pipe. tied up and placed on a ledge. She would have been absolutely terrified. It's very likely that she died of fright. The reason he was called the Black Panther was he conducted a robbery in, I believe it was Staffordshire, and he was described by one of the witnesses as moving so swiftly he was almost as quick as a panther, and the journalist doing the reporting dubbed him the Black Panther. So the headlines, and when he escaped, headlines in the paper were, "Where is the Black Panther?" A disgusting, horrible creature. But I tell you about my encounter with Donald Nielson at Strangeways. He was on D1, as I said, he was a category A, and morning, noon and night he did keep fit. He was doing sit-ups, press-ups, step-ups onto his chair, it was just ridiculous, and he never stopped. I remember going round early in the morning, well, 7 o'clock, 7:15, something like that, first thing in the morning, to take his medication, because he was on some kind of medication, and I can't remember what, but that's what he was doing at the time: step ups, step downs, press ups, non-stop. He just stopped, took medication, I went out, shut the door, and when I went back in the evening, to give him his evening medication, get 3 times a day, when I went back in the evening about 4 o'clock, 4:30, he was still at the exercising, press-ups. I don't know, he was obviously a maniac to do that, and he did that all the time. I saw him numerous times over the weeks, probably a few months that he was down D1. Donald Nielson, and he was as mad as a box of frogs, and he didn't speak to you. No. Looked to you like, oh yeah, all right, thank you very much. That was it. Out. He eventually died in prison at the age of 75. He was born in, 1936, and he died in 2011 in a prison in Oxford. He was taken to the local hospital, where he was diagnosed with serious breathing difficulties, and died in hospital at the age of 75. So they finally, they did get the Black Panther, and he never escaped from prison. He certainly would not have escaped from D1, and he was not spoken to on D1. The staff didn't speak to him. Listen, D1, the standard practice was no speak to inmates, complete silence, to give them the silent treatment. And that's what Donald Nielson experienced at Strangeways, which was much better than he should have received, in my opinion. Shooting postmistresses and attacking people in the beds and stamping on people and abducting an innocent 17-year-old girl. She was only just over 4 foot tall, was Leslie Whittle. So when she fell, she couldn't touch the floor, but as I say, the coroner's report said she died of heart failure, and no wonder, the poor child. Listen, that was the end of Dennis Nielson, the Black Panther, and at least I got to see the bastard and wish him all the best on his way to hell. This is Tales from the Jails. My name's John G. Sutton. Hey, maybe subscribe. Thank you very much.